What's up, Cancer? This is Jesse with 44 Astro with a general tarot reading for the full moon coming up on November 27th. It will be in Gemini at 4 degrees 51 seconds Gemini. It's going to be at 4:16 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be in the 6th mansion of the moon. I'm going to put a picture up so you can read about it. We've had it before, and it's a Gemini moon. All right, so it's going to be in Gemini, so it's a Gemini mansion. And it's about the give and the take. It's understanding that there are opposites, and it's good for finding relationships, things like that. But you can read about it. The astrology for Cancer Ascendant is going to be like your 11th or 12th house. So this moon will be trine Jupiter, or it's going to be trine Pluto. So that's going to be kind of rough energy, even though it's a trine, simply because what Pluto represents is a malefic planet. Even with a trine, it's like using coercive communication in a way. And the reason I say communication is because the moon is in Gemini. Gemini is the sign of communication, 3rd house, sign of communication, how you learn. It's also going to be opposite the sun conjuncting Mars. So that's also kind of like intense energy. So with it touching Pluto, it's intense energy. That's with the moon touching Mars, that's intense energy. So there could be kind of a lot of feelings of like intense sexual feelings, or like intense anger, or just intense feelings in general. And for the 11th or 12th house, where the moon will be, and where the sun's going to want to bring that out, because that's your mission in life. It's going to bring it out of you, so you could like feel those tensions. It might pop out of you. Tensions could get high. And holidays, that makes sense. For 11th or 12th house, you're talking your social group, so be careful in like large social situations. There may be a lot of like tense energy for you, or it may feel that way. And then 12th house will be in your dreams. So you may have like intense dreams, scary ones even, because Pluto's a malefic and so is Mars. Even though Pluto will be in a trine, it's also squaring Saturn, so it's all 3 malefics will be touching the moon. So it could be really rough energy, just like intense feelings, could be like dark feelings come around, but it's gonna pass. It'll only last a couple days around that time. Anyway, with all that being said, Cancer, let me get your reading out. I'm gonna do the usual thoughts spread, and then I'll clarify with the thoughts deck. This is going to be different for every Cancer. All of you have different reasons that you're here, whether it's sun, moon, or ascendant, or you just have a lot of Cancer in your chart, strong moon in the 4th house, anything like that. Stellium in Cancer with planets that aren't the sun, moon, or ascendant. So the 2 paths that I'll lay out, it could be different for any of you, and at the same time, it could be that like you experience both. It could be that it's already happened. It could be that it's coming in the future, things like that. And if it doesn't resonate, try to watch some of your other signs. For what it's worth, this is on the bottom. Could be a love reading. I think I've had, out of the few readings I've done so far, I think like at least 2 of them, 2 out of the 3 were love readings. But I don't see any other cards that would suggest that, so it may not be. But we'll see what the moon card says. You got 2. You are good enough. Show the world the real you. Full moon in Aquarius, even though this is going to be full moon in Gemini. Show the world the real you. So this could be, some of you may be getting out there in some way, putting yourself out there, whether socially, could be like social media, most likely social media, because nowadays, right? And it says you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. So yeah, it's saying be confident. If you are going to put yourself out there in some way, whether it be to find love, or whether to be just to put yourself out there to like, be a public figure in some way. There's a lot of pressure that comes with something like that, having a lot of eyes on you. So know that you are good enough. Don't let it get down. Don't let it get too much for you. And with those cards together, it's like you're probably going to get eyes on you in some way. So if you are putting yourself out there, you will get what you're looking for, at least in some form or another. So current question or current situation, a lot of fire here. Some of you could be like cusp Leo, a lot of fire in your chart. You got the Queen of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Emperor. So screaming Aries energy. I mean, you could be, again, it could be asking, you're asking, I need to put myself out there. Maybe you're trying to get a new job, to be like a boss. And you're going to have to be like assertive and be in front of people. Maybe you've never done that before, that type of thing. Or maybe you have to direct people in some way for whatever it is that you're doing, because, this could be a boss card. And with it saying, show the world the real you and you are good enough, it's like this is going to be the energy that you're going to be trying to find. And this could be the question that you're asking. It's like, can I do this? Can I be like this, Can I be like this? And these are all confident court cards. And the one major arcana, it's all confident. Fire signs are all about being confident. And Cancer being a water sign, and water signs in general are intuitive just by nature. And also the word empathic, it just means that you're open. So like people can kind of imprint upon you to an extent. And people probably like to open up to you. So it's not necessarily the easiest thing to go out there and be confident, but this is saying that you will, or you're asking if you will, and it's looking like you're going to. Anyway. So the path for some of you, you got the Four of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Queen of Pentacles. This looks like a couple thing. You got the King and the Queen. Some of you may be coupled. And this could be a work relationship too, because they're both holding pentacles. But there's a rest there, like a respite, right? Maybe this is, some of you are just, thinking maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should hold back. But this is saying show the world the real you. It's like you may be comfortable with the life that you built and the way things are, like maybe at home with your significant other type of thing. Or this is screaming work, like a new career, you being the boss type of thing. Male or female, and you got the male and the female here. So for some of you, it could be that you've been waiting for this job offer. And it's like you're waiting for it to come in so that you can be making more money, being in charge, being the boss, those types of things. Like some of you have been waiting, and maybe there's like a job offer coming in or a new opportunity coming in. And with the Two of Cups, there may be new love. On the other path, you have the Six of Rods, the Hierophant, which this card I would associate with social media, by the way. It's big organizations. It's could be direct messages from God. I mean, with the Hermit there, it definitely could be. But you got a Victory card there. This is going within. This is the light being turned on. I mean, this may wake something up in you, right? Whatever this new venture you put yourself forth in, where like if you're having to be more assertive and be the boss, it's you being popular to the masses or having large groups of people either following you or like on social media or, your subordinates at work or like those individuals that work for you. This could be that because that could be a big organization. Could be school too. Like if some of you are going to school, but it's gonna turn a light on in you. It's gonna wake you up. You're gonna be like, boom. It's like, whoa, like you're gonna win whatever it is. So if you're trying to like apply for a job, like to be a boss, and maybe you're applying, you're gonna get it. And if you're trying to be discovered, you're gonna be discovered in some way. You're gonna have a lot of followers. People are gonna be really after you. And I think it turns something on in you. Maybe turns on this confidence. Like once you actually get in the row and you start doing it, feeling it, and get past the trepidation and the fear of initially whatever this path is. This is a new journey. Yeah, look. It's saying stop focus. This is literally these two cards together, 4 and 5. It's like stop focusing on the negative. This one's like see what's in front of you. With the 4, it's like see what's in front of you. You're refusing to see what's in front of you, and that's a new journey, right? It's like stop focusing. So like he's focusing on the ones that are spilt, right, and not focusing on the ones on the back of him. This is basically the same thing. He's not looking at the ones that are behind him, the cups that he has filled. So I think you need to drop that trepidation. Be like the Fool. Just run, jump in. No fear, right? It's just a new thing. It's the next steps you're taking. It's like some kind of big level up, maybe. And the outcome, new opportunity and money. Money, that Page of Pentacles is like new money or some kind of money being offered to you. Great strength and judgment. You got a lot of major arcanas here too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 6 major arcanas out of 15 cards. That's almost half. It's a lot of major arcana. So this could be some major thing. It's like a big offer coming in. It's like something being offered to you that's very valuable. And it's going to give you like great strength and great power over the material realm. It's going to give you like the ability to be, whatever you want to be. It's like it's your time. It's like divinely guided. It was like this was your time for it to happen. Maybe you've been waiting a long time. Like on this path, this individual's waiting. And this is like the final judgment. It could be like you're at the very final steps of like accomplishing what it is, whatever this victory is on this other path. And you may be doing both as well. But don't focus on whatever's negative in your life, right? Don't focus on the setbacks that could occur from doing whatever this is. Like, you're probably, the best thing to do is always to weigh like the pros and cons, right? Make a list. Don't focus too much on the negative. I don't think there's going to be too many negatives. Once you get in the role, whatever it is, like right there, it's going to take off and you're going to be like, wow, it's going to light something up in you. You're going to be like, whoa. Maybe you're asking about your current job because like this, the devil, which, you know, you can feel like you're chained onto something, but in this deck, it's not so much being chained. You don't see any chains. It's more of the generative principle. Like, you can just look at that. What does that look like? I mean, I'm not going to specify too much. It's more of like the generative principle, like something productive, but it's something that you're a slave to kind of still, like, and with it being on the Emperor, it could be you're asking about a boss. Or about being, like, it could be being the boss too. But maybe that's your trepidation, is you don't want to be chained to it. Like, you feel like that if you take this career up or if you get discovered in some way, you're like, man, I'm going to lose all my private life, blah, blah, blah. It's going to be real bad. I mean, you could be thinking of it like that. You feel like you're chained to it. I mean, that's a reasonable fear. But I would say that don't let that stop you. I think it's going to be better than you ever realized. And then on the Knight of Wands, you got the Knight of Cups. So this is movement. I mean, this is movement right here. Two knights right together. And it's moving toward that Emperor. So it's like maybe you're moving toward that Emperor. And this is the Cancer card, right? Look at that cup. That's a crab. This is in this deck, this is the Cancer card. Well, as far as the court cards. So it looks like you're running toward whatever this is. It could be like a new boss that's offering you a job. And it's like going to be really beneficial for you in some way. But like I said, if you're trying to be discovered on social media, it's something that you're working for yourself in some way. It could be you, because it looks like you're running toward it, like to become it. You have truth and clarity on the Queen of Wands. Like, some of you could have like cusp Leo or like Leo in your chart. But it's truth. It's like victory. It's the truth. Truth will set you free. It's like, maybe you're not as confident as you should be. Maybe you really do have it going on and you don't really see it in yourself. And I mean, that's a common thing in the world. People don't have a lot of confidence. I mean, some people are overconfident. They probably shouldn't be overconfident. And then some that are really, timid, and they should be like way more confident. Maybe you're going to realize something in yourself in whatever this move is, something that's like going to wake you up. And like, you're seeing a lot of I see a lot of like divinely guided stuff here with the Hermit, the Hierophant, and the Judgment. It's going to be like destiny. I don't see the Wheel of Fortune, but it could come out in the Thoth deck. I ate some apples. I'm getting apple in my mouth. It's kind of coming out my teeth. Should have chewed it better. Or maybe I chewed it too good. So on rest, you have the World on the Four of Swords. It's completion of something. The World's coming in swiftly. Eight of Rods on the Knight of Pentacles. And then the Hangman. So in this situation, I wouldn't say it's being stuck because you have this card right beside it. It's a different perspective. And the Hangman is actually a very enlightened card in this deck. See the light around his head as he hangs there? It's a very occult card. I mean, you see the Ankh on his foot? That's rebirth, right? The Ankh is rebirth. That's what that represents. He's got a snake wrapped around his foot. You know, Ouroboros. That's beginnings and endings, like merging together. So the end of something, beginning of something new, new perspective. You know, the serpent represents wisdom in a lot of cultures, and it represents healing as well. In ancient Greek, it was, you know, in the Asclepiads, they had serpents all over the floor. Not poisonous ones, but they had tons of them, and that's where they did their healing. And in Asclepiads, one of the main types of healings that they did was psychological therapy. They would let the patient basically stay there with themselves until they had a dream, like an epiphany, like a spiritual awakening, and had a dream about Asclepius. And then that's how they knew they were healed. Really what that is a catharsis. They had a catharsis, because that's what a catharsis feels like, a spiritual experience. I've had one. It's like when you feel there's no way out, right? And you kind of have a break. And what the break really is an opening within yourself from the conscious to the unconscious. And for me, it was a spiritual experience. I started having vivid dreams and things like that. They didn't have to dream of Asclepius specifically. They just had to have a spiritual experience. But they wanted him specifically to dream of Asclepius because he was the healer. That's in ancient Greece, by the way. Not that any of you cared. I'll throw all kinds of like deep information in here. Most people are like, just talk about the cards. Shut up and talk about the cards. That's not who I am. I'm someone that learns a lot, so I have to spit a lot of that stuff out. So on the victory card, it's victory over worry. You're not going to worry about money anymore. Like no more money worries. Hierophant, you have Knight of Wands again. This is charging forward passionately, something that you love. And even in this deck, the Prince of Cups is on a chariot. So there's a lot of movement here. Tons of movement. It may be enlightenment, right? This could be big. This could be big stuff. It's a big opening. And it could be in all aspects of your life: material, spiritual, physical. It could be all going good. Mental, it's all going good. And I said victory over worry with that worry card on there because the worry is the little card. The big card is victory. So it's victory over it. Yeah, you're getting some kind of big change, big level up. And like I said, the question could be like, you're worried about staying chained to like where you are now because that devil's on that emperor and you want to do something new. Do whatever this is. It's going to be new. Even if it's like at the same like place of work or something like that, then it's probably like you getting a big raise or a big promotion or something like that. So you got the Knight of this, that's movement again. But this one, if you notice, he's not really moving. His horse is still. These Knights are different. Like the Pentacles, they always move slower, but they're more meticulous and they get the job done really, really well. It's saying pay attention to the details, for sure. Because that hand, he's not seeing the cup. And this card is all about moving slowly, working hard, meticulous. So it's saying, like, don't give up. If you run into any, like, roadblocks, don't give up. Keep moving forward. Absolutely. And, like, even if you feel like it's futile, because this card is called futility, and it's on this card, it's like you're focusing on the spilled cups, and it feels like it's futile to continue. But when you feel that way, and both cards are saying the exact same thing, when you feel that way, keep working. Work harder. Don't give up. Prove to the universe that you have faith by not giving up. That's what faith is. I'm not saying blind faith in your belief. Like, don't figure out like blind faith and like, oh, it's going to happen just like this. And it's supposed to happen and it's going to happen this way. It's because you can't do that. You can't like force the energies around you to all work in the exact way that you want. You only have your energy. You can influence, but you can't force it, right? So things are going to kind of unfold the way that they unfold no matter what. But you're sure to get what you're looking for. Just stay working hard. Now, maybe you're asking if you should leave a job. Or like you feel stuck in your situation. I think you got to step forward and like really bring the full authentic you to the table. And that authentic you is what's going to like heal the situation in some way. And so it's easy to say, oh, I am me. Well, but we all have egos. No matter what, we have egos. And egos have persona. We have persona. Ooh, there was a card that was turned up. We're taking that card. I don't know how this card got flipped up, but we are taking it. We're going to take it because it's flipped up. You got the Empress. This is something new. Something being birthed. Could be actual pregnancy. Whether you're getting the individual pregnant or you're the one that gets pregnant. Could be pregnancy. But it's most likely in this case, it's like the birth of a new project in some way. Whatever the situation is, you need to show them the real you. And it's easy to hide behind the personas and this idea of who we think we need to be. And we all have one. It is inevitable. Every single one of us. In certain situations, if we're brutally honest, we will act a different way. We'll speak a different way than what we would in a different situation. It changes. So because it changes, that's a persona. And those are unconsciously tied to archetypes. But I'm not going to get into all that because y'all probably don't want to hear about the unconscious and the archetypes, which are just exactly what they sound like the hero or the mother. Those are archetypes, generalizations that we all in one way or another fall into. whether we like it or not. They've been inherited epigenetically throughout all the epochs of humanity, even into us. So basically, I'm saying it's in our cells. It's in humanity, because while your genes do try to wipe most of the information in an individual when they're being developed, for some reason certain things carry on and develop and evolve. So, and archetypes are no different. And in our unconscious, that's not necessarily attached to the physical, but I mean, it is attached to the physical because it's part of our mind, but it itself is not a tangible thing. It's just perception, a different kind of perception that doesn't really have any space or time. That like you're just in random places and speaks in symbols. So it's like in synchronicities, and that's how you experience it during your conscious. It's like during weird synchronicities, like a thought and then you see it. Those types of things, synchronicities. And that's how the unconscious speaks. And it speaks generally in symbols. That's why it happens that way. Like with a number pattern, that can be a symbol. It's really a sign because it represents a specific value. But you can see like animals, like totems, same thing. It's a symbol. So like when we see that totem, because we see that kind of stuff in our dreams, you see like you're just walking around in the day and you see a hawk just flying over you, man. It's like circling around. And you're just like, whoa. It's like, that's probably a symbol. And you want to look at what the hawk means, and then you want to kind of pay attention to your dreams too and try to interpret it and see if you can figure out something from it. Anyway, the 3 cards you got on the last 3 cards while I'm rambling was the Hermit. You got the Hermit twice. And if you look there, it looks like a sperm. It's definitely something being birthed. If you ain't trying to get pregnant, take precautions. Either way. Or if you ain't trying to have a child, because I've seen a lot of this. I've seen a lot of this. He's right beside this card. You got the Emperor again. I mean, maybe you're about to meet someone. You're about to decide to like marry, because like Judgment card. I mean, for some of you, it could be love. But again, there's a lot of cards that suggest this too, which is works. And it could be that you get pregnant, so you have to like go on paternity leave or something like that. Or if you're a male, then you might have to take another job because your wife has to take paternity leave, that type of thing. Something with this, something being birthed, something being created. I mean, you got the generative principle here. Something is being birthed. And the only reason I say that is just because there's so many like pregnancy and like insemination cards here. I mean, all these are like the birth of something new. And it could just be a new you, like a whole birth of a new you. Maybe that intense energy from the moon touching, Pluto, Saturn, and the Mars, like opens up something up, and you become like a get in their face, go get it done, and you accomplish a lot. Maybe something like that for sure. I mean, there's multiple interpretations. It feels like work in a lot of ways, like your big level up at work or big level up in money. But there could be something with like, and maybe because of the big level up in money, you want to start a family, have children, all that good stuff. And maybe you just do that anyway. It just happens. It's a wonderful thing. It's like a completion of something, though, with universe here, and then the insemination and the creation of something new. It's like you're worried about this new thing that you're trying to do. I think there's some worry about it, but I think it's gonna be all good. Like you're gonna make it happen. Any Cancer, consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. I'm trying to get the channel actually where I'm getting views again, man. I went from like getting like at least 50 views on a video, and sometimes I got 2,000 on one, a Virgo video, to like getting like 10, 12, 20. It's brutal. I mean, I don't know how the algorithm works, so it is what it is. Maybe one of these videos will catch on eventually again. But yeah, you don't have to like, subscribe, and comment if you don't want to. I'm just glad you're here for the view, and I hope to see you again. Either way, Cancer, happy holidays. I hope this resonated in some way.